In this exercise, you'll enhance images with Adobe Photoshop CC. Now that you've learned how to work with Adobe Photoshop CC, it's time to put some of that knowledge to work. In this exercise, you'll enhance images with Photoshop CC. You'll pick a gradient color scheme. You'll create a gradient fill. You'll add a layer and modify its transparency. And you'll apply a lens flare effect. At this point, you can pause this video and perform the exercise. Once you're finished, resume the video and see how I would do it. So let's take a look. It's all right if you didn't do it exactly the same way. Photoshop has many different ways to perform similar tasks. So first, I'm going to select a gradient color scheme. Now, in order to do that, I'll select the gradient tool on the toolbox and click on the down arrow here. And from here, I can choose a gradient scheme, or I can create my own by double-clicking on the gradient. I'll just choose an existing scheme, like this one right here. Click on the down arrow again. That'll close the color picker. And then anywhere on the canvas, just click and drag. And once you're finished and you're happy with the length and the angle of your gradient, release the mouse button, and there you've created your gradient fill. Now I'm going to add a layer to this and modify its transparency. So I'll click here, choose New Layer. I'll call it Layer 2, that's fine, the default name. And then I'm going to give it a fill color because I do want it to have some sort of depth to it. I'm going to make it black, so I'll choose Alt Backspace to fill it with black, and then modify its transparency. I'll click on Opacity here, and just click down until I've got the transparency that I'm happy with. That looks pretty good. Now finally, let's apply a lens flare. So the lens flare is found on the Filter, Render, Lens Flare. And here what you can do is choose your lens flare, place it in a spot that you're happy with, choose the brightness of it, so you can make it really light or really bright. Choose the lens type, so you can choose from 50 to 300 millimeter zoom, 35 millimeter prime, 105 millimeter prime, or movie prime. I'll choose 35 millimeter prime and click OK. And so we added the lens flare effect. I hope you found this exercise helpful.